Hi again, everybody. This is going to be a short video just to report that I finally got all my hydraulic ram pump problems fixed. And I fixed them by making a completely new ram pump. I cut the old one off of the pipe and replaced it with one that hopefully fixes the problems that I had. I'm not really sure what are all the problems, what are the causes, but I'm pretty sure of some of them. And in case it might help some of you that are trying to make ram pumps, let me go through them. One of them was that you can't suck any air into the supply pipe. That pipe has to be solid water. And I discovered that my intake was only a ½ inch below the surface of my pond, and I noticed at times it would suck in some air. So I think that contributed to what stopped my pump sometimes. Another thing is that when I built my first pump, I didn't put a pressure gauge in the system. And so I had no idea what the pressure was inside, and I thought, well, I don't need to know that. I'll just wing it and get it working, and it'll work. And it did for a while, and sometimes. But when it would fail, or when I couldn't get it started or get it primed, I'm sure it was because the pressure was bad, and I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know how to turn the valves. And then, speaking of valves, the valve I had going to the outlet, going uphill to the distribution hose, was a cheesy little garden hose ball valve. And you couldn't control it. You couldn't crack it and allow just a small amount of water through. So that was part of my problem. Another problem that some YouTube video guy pointed out is that you need to have the same pipe size for your pump as your supply pipe. My supply pipe was a 1-inch pipe, and I built a 3/4 inch pump just because I couldn't get 1-inch parts and I could get 3/4 inch parts. So that might have been a problem. My new pump is 1 inch all the way around. Another problem was that the plumbing going to my compression tank was ½ inch. And it was that small because when I built my first pump, the only T I had was a 3/4, 1/2. And I used that with a ½ inch pipe going to the compression tank, and I thought, well, it's only air going through there, that'll be good enough. But on my new pump, I have a 3/4 inch plumbing going into that compression tank, and that may make a difference, I don't know. But at any rate, I put the thing together and discovered that you do have to pay attention to priming it. You have to tune it. And what I learned is that when you start, you should have the valve turned completely off so that you can't pump water out of the system. And what that does is it increases the pressure pretty high, pretty fast. So you pressurize your compression tank and the upside of the plumbing, and then you gradually open the valve to let some of that pressure out and to begin filling your distribution pipe. And you fill that until it pumps up high enough so that the head in that pipe provides enough back pressure to keep the thing going. Now in my case, I'm only pumping up 20 feet, which means I only need 10 psi to pump that high, and I discovered that's enough to keep the pump going. But if you open the valve too quickly, then the pressure goes to 0, and the pump may stop. Sorry for the background noise. It's raining here today. Otherwise I'd take you into the woods. I took a picture in the woods yesterday, and I'll show you that video when I'm done talking. But for now, I'll just tell you that when I started priming the pump, my pressure went up to 50 psi pretty quickly, and then I gradually opened the valve and I could see the pressure drop immediately, and I didn't let it drop below 20 psi for a while, and the pump kept going, and then after a while I opened the valve all the way, which dropped the pressure to 10 psi, because that's all I need to pump it, and then it stabilized. And so it's pumping now. It's been pumping for a couple days. I expect it'll keep pumping for a long time. But I just wanted to tell you, for those of you that have been following my difficulties with the pump, finally the thing is working and I can turn my attention to other building activity. So I'll show you that video now, and that I took yesterday that just proves it's working. And you can look at that video and see the components and how I put it together. And I don't have to explain the parts or anything. Here's that video. And so, that's the end of my ram pump story, I hope, and I thank you for watching. Until next time.